disrespectful. All right, y'all, you ready? Welcome back to episode 45 of the Genuine Life podcast. I'm so excited to be here with you. I know. I'm not even going to tell you that I'm back, right? Because at this point, I think we understand each other. Y'all get me, okay? I am somebody who, when life starts acting like a little witch with a bee, I have just got to take some time and get my thoughts together because I can be nothing to y'all if I neglect myself. Okay. I hope y'all don't hear that scratching noise. Puffy is in. I took him for a really good walk before recording so that it would be really quiet, but he is like on his back, rubbing these little raggedy feet on my wall, making this scratching noise. But anyway, I'm your host, Jennifer Nicole, and I'm super excited to be here with you today. Today, we are talking about something that just kind of hit me, honestly, yesterday. And I felt like it was just a really good topic to talk about, especially in the midst of everyone like being laid off or people just in this phase of rediscovering, rebranding, and re-understanding, or I don't even know if that's a word, but just understanding who they are again and building confidence in themselves. And so I just thought this would be a really good time to talk about being qualified. And I'm hoping that you walk away from this episode feeling encouraged and inspired. And for those of you who have been laid off, or maybe you find yourself in a place where you're just like, I really do not like my job. I don't like what I'm doing. I need something else to do. I got to figure something out. Then I hope this episode blesses you in some kind of way. So we're going to dig a little bit deep today. Yeah, I'll share some personal stories like I always do, and give you some things to walk away with in hopes that you figure out that you are in fact qualified, okay? But before I get into that, I always got to ask you, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope that life is treating you well. It's been a little difficult for me, I ain't gonna lie, okay? I feel like things are getting worse before they're getting better. But I also, y'all, I just feel this sense of peace too. I cannot explain it. Like, I do feel like things are just like falling apart around me. I keep getting these rejection letters, and I just don't understand. Like, I don't know. I'm running out of money, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But I also, strangely enough, feel like I don't know what to do. So, I'm not going to stress. That's just where I am. I'm not going to stress out. I don't know what else to do. I'm doing the very best that I can and finding myself tapping back into this kind of stuff, right? The things that I am good at, the things that I'm sitting on, the gifts that I'm sitting on. Am I sitting on my gold mine because I'm too busy chasing after things that are rejecting me, This like all hit me last week, and I was just like, what do I have to lose at this point? Like, I am literally at the bottom of my barrel. And if I don't take a chance on myself now, when is it ever going to be a better time? And so that's where this idea to talk to you came from. So we're going to chat about it, but a couple of things I want to get into before we get into like the meat and potatoes, because I like to chit chat with you a little bit. I hope you got a good beverage. Your girl's sipping on some water. Okay. I have been out of control. Well, I was out of control. I've been doing much better. I don't know if y'all could tell. We're getting a little slimmer here in the waist. Okay. At least I could tell. And I can always tell when I gain weight. One, it's in my face, so I'm working on that as well. But I can always tell when I'm walking puffy. I could feel it in my lower back. My back starts to hurt. And if I stand too long, my back will start to hurt. So that's usually when I know I've gained like too much weight. And it started happening. So you all know I'm a fan of adult gummies. Wink, wink. Edibles. And I threw them out, y'all. I threw them out. Yeah. Because as much as I love them, and I love them. Ooh, it was hard. I love them. but it was causing me to have the munchies. And I was just eating and eating and eating, like consuming food and snacks. And you all also know this. I crave sugar. And so I've just been totally kicking the sugar habit, like not keeping candy in the house, drinking more water, and having like a snack. But now my choice is fruit. So I'm so grateful that watermelon's in season. So I've been chomping on that. Cherries. Oh God. And I still love Skittles. I'll still keep those around. But I'm really proud of myself. I'm doing a little bit better. And I'm finding myself sleeping better too. So we'll see. We'll see. It's hard out here. I actually picked up a slice of Publix cake 2 days ago. And y'all, that cake is still sitting on the counter. I haven't eaten it yet. Which I've changed because I would have devoured that cake the minute I got home. So I say a win is a win. Okay? Okay, but anyway, let's get into the meat and potatoes. I just wanted to check in on you and give you a quick update on me. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Okay, let's get to it. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was telling him, and if you haven't seen it, I'm so grateful. A friend of mine, Corey Jones, if you don't know him, he's right here on YouTube. He allowed me to come on his channel. He does this really cool segment where he invites people to just tell real stories on his couch, and we just, get some libations, and we just chatted up. Very casual conversation, and ours just went every which way. Started talking about my divorce, going through layoff, and just trying to bounce back. And it was such a great conversation. I'll make sure I link that for you all to check it out. But I really had an opportunity as I was talking to him. I went home and just started reflecting, and I was like, who am I to disqualify myself from anything because of what I'm going through right now? And the reason why that came up was because specifically, I am very good at helping people with their resumes. I'm very good at interviewing and helping people prep for interviews. And I'm not just saying that to y'all, okay? I'm telling you this because I have a track record where I can physically show you people that I have helped with, pivot their careers. I've helped them with their resumes where they were able to go from one career to another after our session. I can tell you that people who have had interview prep sessions with me have gone into their interviews and have walked out with an offer. So I'm not just telling you this. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've been told through, clients that I've helped. But for some reason, I have talked myself out of helping other people because now that I am on the other end of being unemployed and out here in the market, I somehow have told myself I'm no longer qualified to help people with their resumes or with interviews. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, who would want to take advice from me? I'm out here too, right? But then I got to thinking, and I said, that is not true at all. Because, see, my skills never went away. I still know how to do a resume. And I completely forgot that it's the market that we're in right now. It's trash. It's not just me. It's everybody. It's some of the most phenomenal recruiters that I know out here that cannot get a job. So it's not me. And it does not take away the fact that I am still very qualified to speak on the skills that I know. And it got me to thinking, how many things do we disqualify our own selves out of because we think we don't look what a qualified person should look like? And a lot of times we base it off of, the norm, certifications, degrees, what's the track record? Like, what's your numbers look like? Can you prove to me that you are qualified to do this? And most of us can, but we don't think we can because maybe the circumstances don't look the way that we anticipated them to. So I'll give you another example. If you were somebody who bakes cakes really, really well, and you do it now as your side hustle, right? But maybe life starts lifing and you're not able to bake cakes anymore. And you come across somebody who really, really is interested in becoming a baker. And you really want to give them some advice, but because you haven't done it in years and they haven't physically seen you bake a cake and they have not tasted any of your amazing pound cakes before, all of a sudden you think you're not qualified to speak up because you don't have any proof, or maybe it's just been too long, right? They're looking for someone else to give them advice. I'm telling you right now, you need to open your mouth. You need to open your mouth. People are waiting on you to share what it is that you have vetted, the skills that you have developed that make you qualified. And I'll even take it up a notch. All right, let's say you're not a baker, okay? Let's say you are really, really good at just teaching. Maybe you're a great educator, but you didn't go to school to teach. You're not a teacher, but you have this phenomenal gift of taking something very, very complicated and breaking it down to where someone walks away with their light bulb moment. Do you understand that that's a gift? Whether or not you went to school and walked away with a degree or a certificate for it. Now, I'm not saying you can go get a teaching job, okay? We all know that certain jobs require this proof of qualification. I'm talking about the times and situations where you purposely keep your mouth shut because you don't have those physical things to prove that you are qualified. That those are the situations that I'm speaking of. And I want to encourage you now to speak up. Because you being silent could be the very reason why doors are not opening for you, why opportunities aren't knocking on your door, and also why creativity isn't being unleashed, right? Let's just say that maybe you do have a knack for teaching people things. How do you know as you're explaining something to someone and they walk away with this light bulb moment? That could easily turn into like, hey, can you come to my business and teach my people what you just showed me? Because they're not getting it when I teach it to them, but the way you did it for me, it just worked. And now they're paying you to come. You didn't graduate. You don't have a degree. You don't have a certification in education, but it's the gift. And that gift is going to open up rooms and doors and opportunities for you. You got to open your mouth. I'm talking to myself too, by the way. Okay? Like, it's not just you, but it's walking in this boldness and in this confidence in who you are and the life experience that you're bringing to the table. That is worth millions. I mean, it's worth priceless, right? The experiences that you've been through, the life that you have lived qualifies you to speak on the things that you've gone through. And dare I say that you had to go through those things in order to be able to speak life into others, right? You weren't broke and then suddenly come into a lot of money and you know now how to manage it. You didn't have to go to school for that. It's called life. School of the hard knocks. Okay? Many of us have graduated from it. And so now what I want you to do, and why am I telling you all of this? Okay? Because I don't want to start rambling, but I'm telling you this because in a time where a lot of us are, whether you're laid off, you've been fired, or maybe you still have your job and maybe you want to start investing in like a side hustle or trying to figure out something else that you could start doing. How can we start to turn your skills, your qualifications into dollars? Is it a course that you could be teaching and selling? And I know there's a lot of people who like look down on like digital stuff or courses, master classes. I get it, right? But I think if it's done in a tactful, genuine way, people will happily pay for your course or your master class or your digital book, right? I wrote a digital book on how to be a content creator. That's something that I'm super passionate about. And it's also something that people understood, right? It made sense. But I would not go out here and say how to become a mechanic overnight. Child, I don't even know how to change anything in the car, So what is it that people look up to you for? What is it that people come to you for that automatically qualifies you for things, right? And I'm sorry if you're watching this on YouTube, I looked very frightened because I didn't know what happened and my light just died. So it scared me. But anyway, I want you to start to think about the things that you can do to leverage your skills, your qualifications, and the things that you know. And listen, you don't have to make money from it, right? But how can we start to turn this into a hobby for you, or maybe something that you can start to give back with? Can you go tutor students? Can you show up at homeless shelters, and maybe you have a thing for organizing, or organization is your thing, right? Can you help organize a pantry closet really well? Like, I think, and the reason why I'm saying this is because it helps to build confidence when we start to utilize these skills and these things that qualify us and make us feel good. We start to leverage our life experiences and the things that we've been through. It builds confidence in you so that when you do start to go out there and you're confronted with opportunities where people are like, well, why would I listen to you? I'll tell you why you'll listen to me. Because I've worked at 4 different tech companies, because I've hired over 300 candidates, because I've looked at over 5,000 resumes over the course of my career. Yeah, you're right. I didn't graduate with a degree, but I absolutely know how to find that needle in a haystack for you. I know based off of your rec that a teacher makes a great recruiter because they know how to manage tons of kids in a space, multiple personalities and multiple curriculums. And they know how to bring all that together and help someone pass through a course. That's no different than a recruiter taking multiple candidates, figuring out which one is the best, having multiple relationships with all of them, prepping them, and then getting them through to offer. Do we see the correlation here? Okay. So like you have to get so comfortable in your qualities and your skills that no matter what you're faced with, you already have your elevator pitch going. And then that's where the ideas start to flow. Right? Cuz like right now I'm like, I've always been really good at talking. I don't know, what can I do? Can I be a public speaker? Can I start to speak on panels? I'm making this up. Obviously, I have a podcast, but like, can I start a podcast, right? Maybe you are a really good cook. Can you start to help? And people always look down. Oh, you selling plates. You're damn right. Yeah, I'm selling plates. I cook baked chicken very well. I make roasted vegetables very well. And for someone like myself who cannot cook, yeah, I'm going to leverage your business. I want it. Give it to me. Meal prep for me. I hope y'all didn't hear my stomach just growl. Your girl hungry. I've been recording content all day, okay? Sorry, I digress. I hope you're getting what I'm putting down here, because I want you to understand that while you may not have all of the things that society tells you or tells us that we must have in order to be qualified for something, you have everything you absolutely need to be everything that you want to be. Okay? You do not have to have, now, unless you want to become a surgeon, okay, you can't just walk in there and say, I'm really good with my hands. I have really good hand-eye coordination. I can do this. That's different, okay? Go to school, get a degree, because I don't want you operating on people and you're not certified. But if you were somebody who, maybe, again, I'm kind of leaning toward people who are down on their luck right now, right? How can we start to tap into those things that make you qualified? The skills that you may or may not have been leveraging. How can we tap into that for you and start to get you some income? How can you become a freelancer? What can you do? And a lot of times I think we overlook the thing that we do every day so well because we think it's just natural, but it's not. It's not natural. If you are somebody who can go into a room and look around and quickly come up with an organization system, that's not natural. Okay? Because see, what you see right now, I did this, okay? But if I pan this camera over just a little bit more, it's not horrible, but it's definitely a pile of clothes over there, okay? And so it's not normal. If you are somebody who is excellent with children, that is a gift, Okay, I'm not very good with kids. I'm a kid myself, so they love to hang out and play around, and I can be goofy, but I probably would not leave a child under the age of 1 with me. I just wouldn't do it. Okay, so if you are good with children, is there a book that you can write? Like, are you really good with understanding how they react to like colors or something? Can you start a YouTube channel like Miss Rachel? I don't know Miss Rachel's background. I think she was a teacher, but I'm just saying, like, you don't have to have any kind of qualification to hop on YouTube, but your gift will make room for you. I know y'all heard that before. It will. It just will. Are you good with your hands? Can you make things very well, right? I used to make bracelets back in the day. I mean, it was cool. I had a nice time. Do you like journaling? Maybe you're writing journal entries and like selling them in art form, or maybe you're selling like a book. It's so many ways that you could be making money right now, whether it's digital, sign up and be at your local flea market. Are you good at gardening? I'm not. I don't have a green thumb to save my life. But if you're really good at growing peppers and onions, or I don't know, maybe you start small, grow something and start to sell it at your local flea market. That's a gift. And you know why you qualify? Because I know that you didn't just go out and buy dirt. I know that you looked it up. I know that you've been researching the best times to grow certain vegetables. I know that you've looked up what grows best during what seasons. You've educated yourself on your own. You've done your research. That qualifies you. I know you looked up what permits you need in order to be able to do that and to be able to sell at your local flea market. That counts. Stop watering down all of the work that you've done over the course of your life because it doesn't look like a degree or certification, or somebody didn't pat you on the back and say that you're qualified. Qualify yourself. All that hard work that we do, or that you do, I'm talking to myself too, it's just Freudian slip, but everything that you do qualifies you. The long nights of reading, the long nights of writing, the long nights of research, that adds to your qualifications and your skill sets. That's it. That's all I got for you today, y'all. I want you to be fired up from this conversation, because there's no, don't be, listen, this world is kind of dark. And I don't know, maybe it's dark, right? It's heavy time right now. People are getting laid off left and right. People are getting fired. People are sick. There are moms that are pregnant or have had children that are being laid off. Families are struggling. You got people out here dealing with some real health issues. You have divorces happening every day. You have families that are arguing and breaking up every day. I'm talking about, there is a lot going on. Entrepreneurs struggling with their businesses. People who are trying to decide what to do with their lives. We are facing some times that I don't think I've ever remember it being this rough. Ever. And so what I want you to walk away from this episode is, I don't want you to just lay down and take it. I don't want you to just say, okay, I'll just ride this wave and I'll see, something's got to give. Sooner or later, it's going to get better. No, I want you to take your life back. This is what I wrote. Literally, I wrote this in my journal today. I'm taking my life back. I'm done waiting for someone to create a table for me. I am done waiting for someone to come up to me and say, you know what, you deserve this. I'm going to create my own table. I don't care how hard it is. I don't care. I'm struggling now. So I might as well struggle. And I don't mean like I'm suffering, right? I'm trying to help y'all understand. Life is not perfect for me right now, right? But I refuse to have like a non-perfect life and be miserable. Like, I need to still be happy. And I'm going to fight for myself. And I want you to do the same thing. So what does that mean? We got to get creative. We got to get resourceful. You got to think outside the box. And that means you got to start tapping into here and figuring out, like, okay, what did I used to do that I was really good at, that I stopped doing? We got to get back to that. We got to get creative. And I think once you get that fire going again, the ideas are going to start to flow. Opportunities are going to start to come your way, because at that point, people will have no choice but to listen. They'll have no choice but to watch. Did you used to play football or basketball back in the day? Maybe you can't play anymore, but you're really good at calling plays. Can you volunteer at a children's basketball game or soccer game? Or can you start your own meetup group? That'll help you socialize, and it's free. You see? I just think there's so much out there that we aren't tapping into, and we're missing out on moments to find joy. So I want to remind you that you are very qualified. You're qualified to start that business. You are qualified to write that book. You are qualified to start that podcast. You are very qualified to start that YouTube channel. You're more than qualified for that job. But if they can't see it, and if you can't, first of all, if you can't see it, no one else will see it. But if someone else can't see your qualifications and your skills and the things that you're going to bring, friend, F them. I'm not going to curse, because I think my mom listens to this podcast. Forget them. Forget them. Okay? The right people are going to see all the value that you bring. Okay? Including me. I want to hear all about it. So tell me about it. I'm excited for you. Y'all got this. We got this. We're going to be all right. Just remember that you are qualified. And I want to leave you with this. Do not let anybody steal your joy. Don't let anybody steal your sparkle. Okay? Stay genuine. Hold your peace. And go out there and live your best, most genuine life. I'll talk to you soon.